Hi, it's 7 o'clock, so time for our live demonstration. Just give me a couple of minutes while you do the normal clicky click thing and make sure I can see everybody. If you're watching, if there's anyone out there, don't forget to give me a quick hello so I can make sure that I'm seeing everybody okay. Ooh, hope everybody's internet's a bit faster than mine. This is taking a little while. Bear with me, guys. I need to make sure this is working first. Okay, it's not coming up for me.
Working here.
Nope. Alright, let's try something else. Okay, excellent. Wow, all those comments and I couldn't see a thing. Hi everyone. Linda, Jo, Julie, Sue, Dawn, Jenny, Jane, Ray, Wes. Wes, I thought you weren't coming. Shirley, Debbie, Dawn, Diane. Fantastic. Alright. Well, I can see you all. You can see me. You can hear me, I hope. Watching on the sly. Okay, fair enough. Hi, Rowena. Okay, fantastic. Hey, Hazel. Glad to see you made it. All right. Okay, so today we're going to be doing Viperscale. I've managed to lose one of my sample pieces somewhere along the line today, so I've been a little bit frantic the last 15 minutes trying to find it. Hey, Catherine, how are you? So yeah, I'm a little bit scattered at the moment, but anyway. Okay, so we've got everyone in. Hi, Silva. Danny, I see you popped in. All right, guys, we might click over to our other camera and we can get started. Okay. All right, so as I said, unfortunately, I've managed to lose one of my sample pieces. I do not know where it's gone. But Tamara, hi, love. Okay, so this is Viperscale in 14 gauge. So Viperscale has an ideal AR of 6, and which makes it about 9.5 in the 14 gauge. These ones here are done in the 3/8, which is 9.53. So that's quite a good size for it. All right, I did have a beautiful piece in the 16 gauge, but I've managed to lose it. But luckily I found a test piece in just straight BA. So this is our 16 gauge, which would be an ideal size of about 7. This one is 9/32, which is 7.14. So you can see that makes up quite a nice piece. And then unfortunately I couldn't do any coloured pieces for the 18 gauge or the 20 gauge. So 18 gauge, the ideal size is around 6. So we don't have any AA that's about that size. So this is just did in the straight BA, so that's 18 gauge 6. And I've been tweaking my camera a little bit, so hopefully I can get this up nice and close for people to see this week. This one is 20 gauge, which we did in 4.75. Again, unfortunately, I don't have any AA that would allow me to do that in a colour. Okay, so we will jump right to it. Okay, you might have noticed on the pieces that I've got here, I've started the pieces with sticky tape, and the people that have the tutorial already will have seen that I've put the beginning piece in place with sticky tape as part of the tutorial. I'm not going to do that for this demonstration. I want to show you just another quick way of putting them together. Hi Daryl, glad you could join us. So what we've got here is 3 rings, we need to join 3 rings in a chain. Just a simple chain, nothing special about it. And then we need to fold those rings. Well, not fold those rings, but just place those rings like this. I'll bring that up nice and close. Oh, look how close I can get now. Sweet. All right. So up nice and close. And what I've done here is I've put a twist tie just through those eyes that are formed. So put one through each eye. Okay. And then once you've got the 2 of them together, just give it a little twist, get it to hold nicely. And you can do that instead of the sticky tape. Sticky tape can be a bit tricky, especially for the smaller gauges. It's not a problem with the big thick ones like this, but when you get down to that 20 gauge, believe me, getting that sticky tape to cover enough of the rings to hold it still, but to leave enough space to actually weave was a bit tricky. So I'm going to start off with this. Okay, and first off we're going to get that one out of the way. I have an echo, I'm being told. Am I having an echo? Is everybody else hearing an echo? Don't know. Guess it's my headphones. No, no echo.
Okay,
Just you. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. Chris just come across because he's hearing an echo, but if you guys are fine, we won't worry about it. Okay, so holding our piece like this, our starter piece like this, taking up one of our coloured rings, we're going to go through the eye on the right hand side and around the eye on the left hand side. So go down through the eye on the right, bringing it back up to around the eye on the left hand side. And we're going to close that one up. Okay, so we went through this eye and around the other eye. Then we're going to grab 3 hands in the video. Well, there you go, Shirley. I'm very clever. I'm a mother. We're supposed to have 3 hands. All right, and for our second colour ring, this time we're going to go through the eye on the left and around the eye on the right. Okay, so through the left, I like to move the piece around just naturally. Makes it a little bit easier. And close it up. Make sure you flip it back the right way though. We don't want to be working on the wrong side. And you can see that there. Oh, look how close I can get. Look at that. Oh, exciting. Okay, so second one's gone through the eye there on the left and around the eye on the right hand side. Okay, so once we've got those 2 rings in place, we now move to a ring in our first colour, our silver in this case. And what we're going to do with this one is we're going to go around the eye formed by the 2 colour rings. So I'm just going to come through the front, go around the eye and back out. And close that up. Okay, and our work should look like this so far. I'm grabbing 2 more silver rings. Okay, so this one's a little bit trickier. This time we're going to put it under the silver ring that we just placed and then through the eyes of the coloured rings, bringing it back up so that it sits on top of the silver ring again. So I'll just take that out and do it again for you. So we want it to go under the silver ring here, through that eye, and then back on top of the silver ring. We'll close that up. And we set that to the right side of our weave. And we're going to do it again with another ring. So underneath the silver ring, through the eye formed by the coloured rings, close it up, and flip it to the left. And those 5 rings are basically your one section of the Viperscale. You will find that there may be some tutorials out there that tell you to flip your work over to do some of the steps. I don't bother with that. I don't really feel that you need to. Okay, so we've just added our 3 silver rings, so we go back now to adding our colour rings. So taking up one of our colour rings, we pop that through the eye on the right hand side, bring it up around the eye on the left hand side. So it's only going through the eye on the right hand side, around the eye on the left hand side. And we close her up. Okay. I'm doing our second coloured ring. We pop this one through the eye on the left hand side and around the eye on the right hand side. Like I said, I just move my work, spin it around. It's a little bit easier to get it through. Making sure I twist it back the right way. Okay, so we've got our 2 colour rings there with the eye in the middle. Okay, so now we're going to add our 3 silver rings. And the first one simply goes around that eye. So through the front, around the eye, and back out. Just do that again. So we go through the front, around the eye, and back out. Close her up. I guess you could if you want, Ray. I don't know whether that produces a different looking ring. Is there any reason why you want to reverse it? Okay. This one, we want to put it under the silver ring that we just put in, going through the eye of the coloured rings, coming back out on top. Whoop, bring that up a bit high. Back out on top of the silver ring. Okay, and we leave that to the left, or the right, sorry, it really doesn't matter in this regard. We add a second ring through the same position, so through, underneath the silver ring, through the eye that the coloured rings have formed, making sure that it comes out and sits on top of the silver ring again. And we close it up. I don't know that it would technically be Viperscale, Ray, to be quite honest. Okay. And that's where we're up to. So we're back to our 3-piece starter. So for those that have just joined in, we started off with 3 rings joined together to form a chain, and that's pretty much where we're back to again now. So we've got our 3 rings in place, our 3 silver rings. I'm going to pop our colour ring through the eye on the right hand side, bringing it back up around underneath, around the eye on the left hand side. It's one of those technical questions I really don't have the answer to, sorry Ray. Okay, so we close that ring up. And our second ring, oh, let's catch these slippery little things. Okay, this time we're going to go through the eye on the left hand side, around the eye on the right hand side. So through here, I just spin the work around, it just naturally follows it around. Close her up. Making sure I turn it back so I've got the same side. If I was to start on the other side, you know, the rings would be going the wrong way. So we want to make sure we're always starting on the same side. Okay, and putting our silver rings in place. Okay, so the silver ring we're going to want to go around the eye that's formed there by the 2 colour rings. You can see that eye there nice and clearly. So we want to go around that. So we just pop it through the front, taking it around, back out. And you see it's encircling the eye, it's not going through it at all. We close that ring up. Our second ring, we want to pop it under the ring that we just placed. This time we also want to put it through that eye from the coloured rings. We put it through there and we angle it up so that it comes out and sits on top of our silver ring. And close that up. Let that fall to the left or the right, whichever grabs your fancy. It doesn't matter in this case. We'll do that again with a second ring, going underneath the colour ring, underneath the silver ring, through the eyes of the colour ring, back out so that it sits on top of the silver ring. Okay, close that up. There we go. And there we are. We're back to our 3 silver rings again. Alright, so we'll give away a tutorial tonight like we normally do. So only while we're live, and if you can write in the comments for me, let's see, write in the comments whether you're a cat or a dog person. One of those ones, guys. Nice and simple, one or the other. If you do that while we're live, we'll send one out to you in the next couple of days, a copy of the tutorial. Of course, the guys that are part of the subscription have already received their tutorial. They've had that since the middle of the week. I do need to point out to you guys that there was actually a typo in that tutorial that went out. I think it's in step 17. It says to remove the tape and slide off 2 C2 rings. It should actually have said C1 rings. Sorry about that. Somebody else picked it up for me today. Otherwise, the instructions should be good. It's just that I've got the colour wrong there. Okay, fantastic. I'll keep going along then. Okay, so we've got our 3 silvers for our last ones, so we're going to pop our coloured ones in. Yeah, that was just, I didn't pick it up and my proofreader didn't pick it up, so it went out and I apologise for that. Easy fix. And, okay. So we're back here to our 3 silver rings. We're going to pop this through the eye on the right hand side, bringing it up around the eye on the left hand side. I'm going to close that up. Yes, but I said just a cat or a dog, Wes. Through the eye on the left-hand side and around the eye on the right-hand side. Okay. And we've got that in place. I've got a cat who we've decided has been taken over by an alien because he is exceptionally not cat-like. And then our little one that we just got is the epitome of a cat. So we figure Oves is actually an alien who's been sent down to spy on humanity. So we could be all in trouble if we're the example of humanity. Okay, fantastic. So now I'm going to put the first silver ring in, which goes around the eye there, that's formed by the colour ring. So we just go through the front, around the eye, back out the front. I'm not asking you to kill one, Julie. I'm just asking you to put one down in the comments. Okay, so that one's in place. And I need to, second one, we do up underneath the ring that we just placed, through the eye this time of the coloured rings, angling it back up so that it sits on top of the silver ring. Okay, we let that fall to the right. We pick up another one. We put it underneath the silver ring, through the eye of the coloured rings, bringing it up so it sits on top of the silver ring. We close that one up and we let that one fall to the left. Okay, and we'll do our coloured rings through the right eye, around the left eye, close her up. And next one through the left eye, around the right eye, and close it up. Okay, so everybody should have or should be starting to receive their kits for June subscriptions. Daryl might be one of the few that hasn't got theirs yet. I've seen some of them coming through. So the subscriptions for June have closed for anybody that was wanting the June kits. I'm sorry guys, you've missed out, but you can sign up now for the July kits. July is actually a month where we've got 5 weeks in it, so there'll be 5 kits going out for July. The subscription, you can do that through our website. It's $50 for those that are in Australia and $65 for those that are in overseas. The price doesn't change, even though you'll be getting 5 kits in July, so it's even better value for money. You'll be saving quite a significant amount to sign up for the July subscription as well. You got yours, Shirley, yours has arrived, Wes has got it, that's great, yeah. Fantastic. All right, so how are we going with this weave, guys? Are we getting it down pat? Am I going slow enough? Yeah, Marion, sorry, Jerry rigged up a macro lens that I had for this camera. It's held on my gaffer tape, I have to say, because we can't use it properly, but it's done a really good job, I think. It looks great with the 14 gauge anyway. No, not really tomorrow, because we give the tutorials away as part of this part of our demo. So no, we don't have a subscription for tutorials at the moment. Yeah, Catherine, it shouldn't change the shape of the weave, but it changes the layering, which could very well make it a completely different weave. Surely it's that wide. You're going to make me pull out a ruler, aren't you, love? Alright, here we go. Things I do for you guys. There you go, Shirley. It is about 2.5 centimeters wide. Oh, am I boring you, Annette? Am I? Sorry about that. Maybe I should start screaming the instructions at you guys. Okay, all right. I'll just continue weaving along here. If nobody's got anything in particular they want me to do again. Okay, so we just put this center ring in so it goes around the eye that's formed by the 2 colored rings. Close it up. Oops. Okay. I'll go down under the silver, through the eyes of the coloured ring, angling it up so it's on top of the silver again. Okay, close it up, let it fall to the right. Another ring through the same position, so through the eye, while going underneath the silver ring, bringing it up so you then sit on top of that silver ring. Yeah, it all belongs in that same family, so same as GSG, same as Arkham. They're all belonging into that group, which is why it may look very familiar. I'm glad you're loving your Zurons. I have to admit, I love them more than I ever thought I would too. I didn't think the hard plastic was the plastic handles was going to be a good thing, but it's working quite well, and they do okay with the 14 gauge. Sarah, are you there, darling? I can see you. All right. So I'm going to go through the eye on the left-hand side, around the eye on the right-hand side, and we just close that up. Flip it back that way. Hey there, love. Okay, and just putting our first of our silver rings in around the eye that's formed by the 2 coloured rings. So we go through the front. Oops, we don't drop the ring, of course. And I haven't even been drinking. No, Bonnie, I can't see you. I can't even see Sarah. I could just see that she joined. Sarah's one of my lovely nieces. Okay, so we go through the front. Did I have you worried for a minute there, Bonnie, that I could actually see you? Around the eye and back up through again. And we close that up. I wish I could have a couple of those. I might do that once I've finished. Okay, and we go under the silver ring that we've just added, through the eye that's formed by the colour rings, angling it up so it sits on top of the silver ring. We close that up, let it fall to the side. Okay, and we can then put our second silver ring in, going underneath that silver ring on top, through the eye that's formed by the colour rings, coming up so that we sit on top of the silver ring. Close it up and pop that one over to the left. So that's it. Drunk weaving with Jeff. Every time you drop a ring, you have to take a mouthful. Is that what we should do? We made be quite the mess. All right, so I'll just go over those sizes again for you guys before we finish up. So the 14 gauge, we were weaving in the 3/8 of an inch or the 9.5s. 16 gauge, perfect size is our 9/32, or 7 if you want to do just a base metal. 18 gauge, 6. And 20 gauge, 4.75. That's the ideal size for all of those. Can it be made wider by adding 2 more to the base? Never done it. I'm not sure if that's the way you would go about doing it. To teach this is not water. Alright guys, we might leave the weaving there at that stage. I've run out of prepared rings anyway, so it's all good. Okay. Alright, well next week we all turn up with our glasses of bubbly or spirits, if that's what moves you. And every time Deb drops a ring, you all have to have a drink. Yes, Hazel, all those gauge sizes are listed in the tutorial. Okay, alright. It could be an interesting session if we did it drunk, couldn't it? Okay, so if you guys don't have any more questions or any comments or anything like that, we might leave it there for tonight. Loves you back, Susie. Warm honey mead. Look, tomorrow, if you want to supply us with some warm honey mead, I'm all for it. Sounds bloody brilliant, actually. Well, you can be our designated handler of the pliers then, Annette, if you don't drink. I reckon it's a great concept, Wes. Male drunk. That'd be good. As long as we don't do strip mail, that'll be fine, because no one needs to see that. Alright, guys. We might leave it there tonight then. We've gone past our 7:30, so before this gets a little bit silly. I hope everybody enjoyed that weave and that you could understand the DVD, the demo. Those of you that commented in our session while we were live, I'll be sending out that tutorial to you guys in the next couple of days. And as normal, on Wednesday, we will announce our next lot of weaves. So, or next week's weave, so that'll be great. Alright guys, so thank you very much for coming along. A good session again. Night, Sarah love. Admit it. No, sorry. No, Susie, I haven't been drinking yet, but I might go. I've got a bottle of bubbly that's been sitting in the fridge for a while. I might actually go crack that one. All right, guys, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Had a great time as usual. Hope you all take care, and I will see you all next week. Bye.